What is net neutrality? Net neutrality is the principle that your internet service providers have to treat all data the same. So that means they can't charge you as the end user extra money to access Facebook, for example, or videos from YouTube. And it also means they can't charge businesses more money for their website to load faster. Now, this is a big debate at the moment, especially in America, because they're talking about removing this protection of net neutrality. Now, this would be a bad idea because this would lead to providers who charge you for your internet saying, right, well, if you want to access Facebook and just general websites, that's $20 a month. But if you want to access Snapchat and Instagram, well, that's going to cost you $20 more. If you want to access Netflix, that's $50 more. And it gets even worse because as a business, like if you want people to access your website, but you want it to load fast, you now have to pay more money for your website to load. So as well as Google AdWords, you've now got internet speeds. Now, obviously, I think this is a bad thing because I believe it diminishes innovation in technology and takes the power away from consumers and puts it in the hands of corporations just so they can maximize their profits. The nice thing about the internet is it's a level playing field, and though all of the content on it is not great, it means all of us can find our voice, all of us can voice our opinions, and it means that some of the bad things that have happened in the world over the last 10-15 years, we've actually been able to hear about because of net neutrality. So being removed means they can even hide things from us.
I think removing net neutrality would be a really bad thing in terms of the gap between the rich and the poor. I think if it's taken away, that gap is only going to increase because the poor no longer have access to education, equal access to the arts, literature, various things that you can find on the internet and all the resources. And the wealthy are able to afford a university education. They're able to afford to get all the services that you can get off the internet that the poor won't be able to. So I think it's really going to increase that gap, which could have really negative effects on society.
I'm totally against the ending of net neutrality. I believe it will throttle small business innovation. It will also make it very difficult for poor people around the world to have fast access to the equal internet that we're so used to.
Bom, eu sou totalmente contra que as empresas cobrem valores extras dos usuários por acessarem determinados tipos de conteúdo, porque as pessoas devem ser livres para acessar o que quiserem através de seus planos de internet ou seus smartphones.
I think the benefit of the internet has always been that it's like a level playing field, that young startups can compete with corporations and everyone sort of had the same edge, you know, based on their hunger or design skills. They could be the best in the business, and we always saw that with, like, you know, Instagram, Uber, all these young people coming up that were like that. And yeah, with the lack of net neutrality, that would change all that.
So net neutrality is a bad thing in my opinion because the best thing about the internet is we all now have access to all the information that we've gathered throughout the last several hundred years. And if we take away those protections, all of a sudden you have to pay to access that information. And it's like we revert to the model of universities nowadays, where it's becoming more and more expensive just to elevate yourself. And if we do the same to the internet, less people can elevate themselves to a higher level of thinking.